Good afternoon. Welcome everybody to Marketing Mondays. We are back. It has been a couple weeks since we've done Marketing Mondays, and today we are back with a new topic. So as you come in, I want you to say hello. I want you to tag people, invite people, share this stream out. Shout out to my Facebook family and my YouTube family. We do Marketing Mondays every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk all things marketing for your book. So definitely you want to come in, you want to tag a friend. We want to drop all of the resources that we have. We want to share the knowledge with you. But before I jump into this topic, first let me introduce myself. Okay, so I am Nikisa Jackson. I am the Client Success Manager and Lead Writing Coach here at Beyond the Book Media. I've been working with Beyond the Book Media since 2019. Outside of that, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, life coach. I also run this amazing nonprofit called Anaya Space Incorporated, where we provide holistic care services to women living with HIV. I love what we do. We do events, retreats, and things like that. But it all started with the thing that many of you need to write, a book. It all started with a book. And today, what I want to share with you is today we're going to talk about turning your book into multiple products, because I believe we think it starts and stops with a book. And I'm here to tell you that it's deeper than that. So I want you to get your pen together, your paper together, and get ready to hear what I want to share with you all this afternoon, because it's now afternoon. So as you come in, say hello, tell me where you're tuning in from. If I should be able to see your comments, but if you're inside of the Facebook group, you're going to have to go to facebook.com/StreamYard to allow me to see your comments. So make sure you tag a friend. Make sure you share this out with other people, because we're going to hop into this topic, because this is information that you need. So first, before we get started, when you share your name and where you're checking in from, I want you to share. Let me know in the comments if you already read your book, or if you have and you got another one to write. Just let me know, because I want to know where you are in the book writing process, because this is very important. So let me know in the chat where you are with your book. Let me know where you are in the book writing process. I am going to take, hi, Kimberly, watching from Michigan. My family is from Michigan. Hey, come on and join us. Facebook user is getting people excited. It says Facebook user. I'm going to go log on right fast and share my stream. I'm going to share it out to my community. And I want you all to do the same thing. I want you to share this out or tag a friend if you know they are inside of the group. Okay, Facebook want me to review some changes. So listen, also tell me where y'all checking in from and things like that. I'm going to share this out to my page. And then we're gonna get started, y'all. We're gonna get started. So we got somebody from Michigan. Where else are y'all from? And tell me where you are in your book writing process. Tell me if you've already written your book, if you're about to write your book. Just let me know where you are in the book writing process. Let me know where you are, so I can know who I'm talking to. We might be able to tailor some stuff directly to you. So I share mine out, and that means it's time for me to get started. It's been 3 minutes, and I don't want to delay anymore. So today we are talking about turning your story actually into multiple products. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the chat. If you're interested in turning your story into multiple products. Yes, you're finishing up publishing. That's good. Okay. Michigan. Yeah, my family is from Detroit, Michigan. So definitely. Okay, Kimberly, and are you considering having more products than your book? Let me know in the chat, because I want this to be interactive, because these are for you, right? These are for you all. So if you get on here, you get the privilege of being able to interact, because this is a live stream, and if you need help, we can help. So definitely, everybody come on in and let me know. Let me make sure my light is good here. So first thing first, before we talk about turning the story into multiple products, you got to be like Kimberly here. You got to write the story. That's the first step. You have to write the story. Many of you have a story that you want to tell. It could be about your life. It's something that you have an expertise in, something around your brand. Like maybe you are a life coach and people have asked you a lot of questions. They keep asking you the same questions. And you're like, I could actually write a book on this. I want you to think about the story first, because we want multiple products, but we got to have a foundation. So first, you got to write the story. That's the first. Yes, you want all the streams. Okay, cool. We're going to talk about some of those in just a moment. First, you got to write the story, right? That's the step one. Step one, everybody in the comments, right? I'm going to write the story. You got to write the story first, right? Because people might ask you. So, for example, I get a lot of questions about running. Hey, I can't see your name, but hey, I'm here. I get a lot of questions about how I did stuff. That was my sign that I needed to start mentoring people. I got a lot of people, how you became a life coach, how did you start your nonprofit, how do you do this, how are you doing all of these things at the same time, right? So that's a skill, and you may not realize that that's a skill, but I need to write the story, right? I need to write it out. I need to write down the process. Hey, Phyllis, I see your name now, Phyllis. You need to write the story. You want multiple products, but you have not even wrote the story yet. You got to write the story. Okay, I'm doing great. So you got to write the story. So that's step one of turning your stuff into multiple products. You got to write the story. And the reason you have to write the story is because you have a foundation of how you can take each part of your story and turn it into another product. So I'll give you a really quick example before I get into a few more of the steps about turning your turning your story into multiple products. When I wrote my first book, it was about 6 chapters, I believe. I took one chapter out of my first book and I made a whole nother book that was 7 chapters. I got a workbook coming out now. I actually teach on the topic now. I actually coach about the topic now. And then I also have a course coming out about it. And I'm going to have a course, a book, a workbook, and probably is going to be a journal. And it's turned into a whole thing bigger than what I thought. And that was from one chapter in the first book that I wrote. So imagine how many things you could do if you sit and write the foundation. So you have to write the story. And me not writing the story, I wouldn't even be able to be a writing coach. Because like I said, now I'm the lead writing coach here at Beyond the Book Media. I wouldn't have been able to coach anybody in writing if I didn't first sit down and go through the process myself, especially not believers. Because as a believer, when we write, we're getting downloads from heaven, and sometimes we have warfare attached to it. Sometimes we are being literally fought spiritually to get the book out. And if I didn't go through my own process, I wouldn't be able to coach you all in how to do that in your own process. You would give up. If nobody would talk to you about what it was like to really have to sit down and write the story, you would have gave up a long time ago. But you push through because you get attached to Beyond the Book Media. And if you're not attached yet, if you have not came through any of our coaching programs, definitely we're going to talk about that too before we end this live stream. But you have to go through the process and write the story. So step one of turning your story into multiple processes, write the story. The next is identify the problem that you solve. Right. So God may say, I want you to write a book about accounting. I want you to write a book about learning how to love yourself. That's what I wrote about, right? God may say, I want you to write a book about name some things that y'all do in business. Maybe I know Mom Phyllis is a nurse. Maybe infection control. Mom Phyllis got a book coming out about infection control in the church, right? I want you to identify in that story what's the problem that you're solving, because it's going to give you a clue into what types of products. Because let me tell you something, everybody may not have the same type of product and service, right? So I think about if you have a book about motivating people and encouraging people to step out and take a risk and live out their dreams, you may say, well, you know what, with something motivating, you may decide that t-shirts are good for your brand, because sometimes wearing a saying on your shirt could motivate a person, because every time they put on that shirt, they feel motivated to go out and take the risk that you're telling them about in your book. That may be good. That may be good for you. A podcast might be good for you too. We'll get into more of the product soon, but maybe somebody who's teaching financial stuff, a course may be the best route for them to go, right? So every product may not fit your brand and how you want to do it, but you can get these products done. But first you need to identify what problem you are solving. What are you solving with your story? So I want you to tell me, if you're writing a book or thinking about writing a book, tell me what problem are you solving. For me, my first book was called Life After HIV, Removing the Mask. The problem I solved was breaking stigma around HIV. I was educating people about HIV. The problem I was solving was being a face, an example that what you think about HIV is probably not true. Some of it may have some truth, but let me give you the real truth, and also to show you that Black women that are young from the South can contract HIV, because a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people thought it was only a certain type of person that could be diagnosed with HIV. That is not true. So by me sharing my story, I solved the problem, and I made people more aware that this is a real thing that could really happen. And people started taking testing more seriously. People started wanting me to come out and speak, right? I got contracts that I couldn't have asked for unless I wrote the story. And then I developed a whole business behind it. I did like I'm telling you, every book that I've written thus far and published turned into something bigger than what I expected it to turn into. But I had to write the story and I had to identify the problem that I saw. What are you actually solving? Because sometimes we're like, I just want to tell a whole life story, and which is great. But I promise you, God will just show you what problem that you are solving. So some of you need to ask, because your life story, even if it's your life story, my first book was my life story, but it still solved the problem. So what is the problem that you are solving? Because if you don't know what you're solving, it's hard to make a solution if you don't know the problem that you're solving. Okay, so that's the first thing, was you got to write the story. The second thing was identify the problem that you're solving, because these are the steps to turn, so you can know what products and services you want to offer. Because you can offer service. I said products, but you can offer services as well. The last thing before we get into the types, are market research. What does your audience actually want? Sometimes we're making stuff because that's what we want. Does your audience actually want the t-shirts? Do they really want the mugs? I understand from a marketing, if you're doing it like a marketing perspective and you got a vendor table, like that's great. But is that what your audience actually wants? Do they want a course? Do they like it live, or do they want it pre-recorded? Do they want to see you in person and be at events? Like, do some marketing. What does your target audience really want before you go out and make all these products and then you wonder why it's not selling? You go out and you make all these courses and you make all these pre-recorded courses because you're like, I want passive income, and you're not in a season to make pre-recorded yet because people don't know you that well. So people want to see you live, right? People want to see you in person, right? Or you go out and you have all these events, but you haven't took the time to really get to know your actual audience. You don't even know if that's how they want to receive it. You don't know because you have not taken the time to ask. And some simple steps you can take to ask is, you can ask somebody that's in your target audience, hey, would you mind? I want to give you a free coaching call. When I first started coaching, I took like 5 or 6 free coaching calls, and all I asked them to do was give me a review, because I needed to test to make sure this is something that it worked. Number one, I need to make sure it worked. Like, I heard what God said, and that's the other thing. Let me pause. Let's just take a commercial break. Let's take a little commercial break. This is the thing. We are believers. We hear from God. We hear what God said, but we didn't really hear what he said. So we heard God say, go We heard God say, go make a course, but then we just went off and make the course. We don't go back for the full picture. We don't go back and say, okay, you told me to make a course. What's the steps I need to take, right? And God, like, hey, take the steps that you normally would take. You know about how to sell. You know about marketing. You need to go talk to your audience. Like, he's not going to tell you that every single time. You know the process. Like, if God say, hey, I need you to drive to the store, you don't go ask God what I got to do first. You go get the keys, unlock the door, start the car up, and you drive to the store. So you can't skip the steps just because you heard God say something. Everything is done in decency and in order. Everything has a process. And sometimes we are mad at God and we're disappointed because something didn't work, but we didn't follow the full instructions. We only took a piece of what he said. We heard him say, make the course, and if he said it, then we're going to do it. Or we heard him say, write the book. When he said, write the book, we didn't ask for the process. Some of you were supposed to come through Beyond the Book Media and write your book. And you're wondering why you're not getting it done. You showing up to map your book out. You're showing up to Marketing Monday, and you're like, I can't get this book done, because you're supposed to come through Beyond the Book Media, because you're supposed to get help, and you think that you have it all because you can hear from God. First of all, the Bible says, let's get to the Bible. We only know in part and prophesy in part. You only got a part of it. Some of you need help, and it's okay to need help. Yes, I'm glad we back. That's so good. But you need help. And it's okay if you need help. Like, it's okay to ask for help. Humble yourself and ask for help. You don't have to do these things alone. Just because God gave you the vision, it doesn't mean you need to push out the vision by yourself. I think about my books. I can't draw to save my life, but one thing I can do is I can see in the spirit. So what I do when I need a book cover, I say, God, what it's supposed to look like? And I communicated with a graphic designer, and then they created, because God gave them the gift to create. I got the gift to see what it's supposed to look like. So I stay in my lane. You're never going to catch me trying to make a book cover unless I have before, right? I ain't gonna lie. I have before, but not for nothing that I want to put out to the masses. Okay. You barely catch me make a Canva graphic these days. I'll go find somebody even to make those at this point, because that's not my grace. I can see and I do what I have to do when I have to, But God has been making a way for many of you to get these things done, and you are wondering why you're toiling with that book. You're wondering why you can't figure out what products to make because you have not done the work you need to do here to get to the vision that God showed you. So don't just run off with what God is saying to you. Also go back and seek his face. Go to the resources that he provides to you. Like, I love when Chanel shares the story about she didn't know how to publish her first book, and all of a sudden an ad came down Facebook about publishing your first book. And she took the information, published it, and before she got to this place, she was helping people publish their books. She was sharing that knowledge. So this is a resource for many of you. We cannot let what we see in front of us stop us from doing what God called us to do, because there's still a mandate for you to write your story. Okay. So let's not be like that. Let's all come out of, you don't have to, I want you to put in the comments, I don't have to do this alone, because you don't. God has created a space for you to get it done, even if it's not through Beyond the Book Media, because it's not a ploy or anything like that. Because Beyond the Book Media, we bless, we know our clients are coming who are supposed to work with us. But there's somebody that's probably supposed to help you, and you have been ignoring it because you think you gotta do it by yourself, and you're looking at what's in front of you and not what God said. Okay, so write the story, identify the problem you saw, and do the research. We gotta do the market research. Do you talk to women, men, young adults, older adults? Sometimes we be like, oh, I'm making a children's book. Well, the children ain't got no money. So you need to talk to their parents. Sorry, it's freezing a little bit. You need to talk to their parents. Like, you need to get it in front of the children, but you also need to get it in front of the parents. Okay. So you have to do the market research. Now let's get into the part that a lot of y'all want to hear about. Let's talk about the products, right? So I want to talk about the different products that you can make. And I've already hit on some, but I'm going to start with some low-hanging fruit, because I believe that, oh yes, I love it. I don't have to do this alone. I don't have to do this alone. I don't have to do this alone. So let's talk about some of the low-hanging fruit, right? Because you want to get to the high-hanging fruit, right? You want to get to the stuff that's going to take some time and some work. But I want to when I say low-hanging fruit, it doesn't make it less valuable. It's just things that are easy entryway once you write the book. Some easy entryway things. So one easy entryway is a podcast. We have a whole Marketing Monday about podcasts. Podcasts are simple. All you need is a little mic. I think I got a little mic right here. All you need is a little mic. And I go into detail. I think I got this little mic less than $20. And you need something to record on. I started off recording. You got these good phones. I got an iPhone. I started off recording my podcast on an iPhone and some headphones, and they still sound great. Okay. That's a thing, podcasting, because you get to actually talk about the topic, or even starting a Clubhouse room, because now we have Clubhouse, right? We have Clubhouse. So let me tell you, if you follow Kingdom Business Network, Prophetic Planning Daily, like that's every day, right? I do a grief room every Sunday. Every Sunday, we talk about grief every single Sunday since 2020, and we ain't ran out of topics yet. Not yet. So sometimes we'll say, I'm going to run out of topics. You're not going to run out of topics. It's always another angle. It's always another angle to talk about. So podcasts, and the thing about podcasts and things like Clubhouse, or you may even say you want to do a YouTube show, think about a way that your voice can be amplified and you can send people back to the book too, because it may not feel like a product, but it is, because what you can do with your podcast is you can get your voice out to the masses, and then more people buy your books, and then people will want to start to sponsor your podcast. So there you go, a stream of income from you sitting down once a week or twice a month, right? However often you want to do it, talking about your topic and educating people, and then turn it into income. It's an easy way, because some of you are like, well, I don't have no money to do this and have no money. You on this phone. If you listening to me and you on your phone or you're on your computer, you can use that same device to make a podcast. So podcast, if you want more about that, you got to go. We got a Marketing Monday on podcasts. Just search the group. I did a whole podcast. I did a whole stream on it. Another product you can make is you can start a blog. Say you don't want to speak. Say you want to do a blog. You can start a blog, or you can start a YouTube channel, right? Those are some of the some easy low entryway things. What I did when I wrote my first book, as it was getting ready to come out, I wasn't finished publishing. I took every chapter and made like a 200-word blog about it. That's what I did. I took every chapter and made a blog about it. And just made a blog about it. And then I directed people back, hey, pre-order my book, join my waitlist. I always gave them a call to action of what to do, right? And I still run blogs, like all the time, still writing blogs, right? Another thing you can make, I mentioned a few times, is a course. Courses can be live, they can be in person, they can be pre-recorded, and we have a whole course on book to course, where you can turn your book into a course. Okay, we have a whole course on how you can do that. Then you can make workbooks. Many of you have some very good topics in your books, and people need to be able to sit down and work it out. They need to be able to sit down and reflect and work. Thing I love about workbooks is you can make them as simple or a little more complex, right? It depends on your topic. So you can make a workbook with just a whole bunch of questions for people to reflect on. My workbook that's coming out with the book I produced called Lover's Journey, it's a meditation workbook. So it's a workbook with scriptures for people to meditate on, and then also give their feedback, right? And write in the journal, and it matches with the book. You can do whatever you want with this. It could be, you can have like worksheets. So say I don't know if anybody's working in finance, but this keeps coming to me. Say you wrote a book about budgeting your money. You can make a whole workbook giving them sheets to budget on, sheets to talk about their income, asking them questions about how they can increase their income. You could do have some devotional things like finding scriptures about finances, teaching them about canceling the spirit of poverty, because many of us got our financial issues are related to a spirit that we need to get rid of. So definitely you can make a workbook. But see, when you do the first steps, this stuff becomes easier. That's why you got to start with writing the story. Identifying the problem, and then doing the market research. Because if you skip these 3 steps, you'll struggle with trying to make the products, right? Or you can do journals. Journals can be I got blank line journals, I got journals with things in it, but you can do low content journal, high content journal, but journals are really our space for people to really write. And then if you are, say you got a book that's about prayer, right, or getting closer to God, you can literally make a journal, call it a prayer journal, get you a nice cover, put some scriptures at the bottom, and now you got a whole journal that can come, and you can actually sell it together. You can sell the book and the journal together, right? And it's just for people to be able to make, we do have a marketing, I'll answer you in a second, Monica, give me a second. So you can make a prayer journal, and then you can make a line of prayer journals, honestly, right? Because people, when you got a prayer journal, one thing about journals is the turnover rate. I'm gonna tell you something about me. I'm gonna go through a journal real quick. I'm gonna go through it. I journal probably every day or every other day. I journal very, very often. I'll go through a journal very, very quick. So if you get a journal to match your book, that's something that people can continue to buy, right? And then what you do is, let me give you a little bit of tip. You put, if it's 60 pages in there, you send them an email on day 50 and say, your journal running low. It's time for you to get a new journal. Just free game. You can take that if you want to. It's yours to have, right? So journals are one. Another one is events. Having an event around your book, right? So I have had online events. I've had in-person events. My first book, I've done it very well. My first book, maybe one day we could do a marketing money case study where we could talk about people who've done these things. I think that's a good idea. But what I've done is I took my first book, right? It's called Life After HIV, Removing the Mask, right? We got Life After HIV, Removing the Mask. And what I did was I started a nonprofit. I did an event. I do an event every single year. We've raised money. We've done self-care boxes. We've done events, everything. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. So I've done events. I've done blogs, and I started support groups. I have spoke in a lot of places. I spoke at a college recently that was virtual. I have a contract that I don't talk a lot about, but many of you have seen it already, right? I've done all of those things, but it came with me writing the book first, right? And identifying the problem that I saw, and then doing the market research, because I had to see, well, how does women live? Like, what are the issues? So for me, women living with HIV, let me tell you a little bit what I did. One thing about it, I knew as a woman living with HIV, confidentiality was key. So I knew however I was to get this out to the women living with HIV, I had to go and find them and find out where they were. And I had to also make myself available, very available, so they can come and find me. And then I had to make sure everything was discreet, but also make sure there was integrity, because you want to make sure if you have a support group for women living with HIV, that these women are actually living with HIV. So I had to verify those kinds of things, but I had to build up trust and confidentiality. And so unless you're, it's like kind of, unless you're in the group, you don't know about it really. Or you don't know about it. But if you need help and you come to me, I'll put you in it, right? And I'll share with you what we're doing. And even when we have public events, we'll have a private event, and only if you're living with HIV, you know about it, because confidentiality was very, very important. So, but if I didn't consider that, I may not have anyone that want to be a part of it. I may have had some, but my target was not women who are openly living with HIV and who are doing HIV advocacy work. Now, that's who I was targeting. I would come at it totally different. Like the people who target me, because I'm an HIV advocate, they come at it differently than the people that I actually target. So you have to do the market research. You cannot skip over that. So yes, to answer your question, Monica, we can help with marketing and research. Definitely click the Calendly link in the chat so that you can get a consultation, because we now offer ghostwriting as well. So if you like, I can't write my story, you can get some ghostwriting, okay? And then the last thing I want to say, okay, events and then coaching. Many of you have books where you can coach people. Like a lot of y'all have books about self-care. You yes, get guidance. I'm coming to you with that. I'm about to answer that question in just a second. Coaching, life coaching. If you overcame fear, faith coach. It's so many areas of coaching that you can get into. Like we do writing coaching. I've written a book. We have writing coaching here at Beyond the Book Media that I'm going to tell you about that in just a moment. So there are so many types of coaching that you can do, because what'll start happening is as you get your book, as people read your story, they'll start asking you questions. You'll hear the same questions over and over again, and it's like, okay, how can I really help them in a different kind of way? You can do group coaching. You don't have to do one-on-one. Some people don't like one-on-one. I prefer one-on-one coaching. I am actually a client that likes one-on-one coaching. I don't like group coaching. I will get into it if I have to, because that's what I need, but I prefer one-on-one coaching. That's just what I prefer. And I like to do one-on-one coaching, but I do offer some group because some of my clients don't want one-on-one. So I know that about who I serve. Some of them want to be in groups. They need community. That's what I do. I help create community, right? That's what we have here at Beyond Book Media. And Write With Me, we have a community of writers, right? Yes, you can. So this video is streaming to our YouTube channel, and this video is also streaming to our Beyond Book Media Facebook page. And what you can do is you can also add them into this group, but you can go to YouTube and share it out, or go onto the Beyond Book Media Facebook page and share it out. So you asked, how can I get guidance? I'm gonna post this question on how to structure my book. Well, guess what we have, you all? We have just launched our Write Your Book in 30 Days one-to-one coaching program. We have just launched it, and we are still taking people to join the program. And I'm gonna tell you what we do in this one-to-one coaching program. I'm sorry, it froze a little bit. This is what we do. So what we do is you have 4 one-on-one sessions with the writing coach. So we have 3 writing coaches here at Beyond the Book Media. Me, Crystal, and Destiny. One of us will coach you. And I know you have seen us all in the Map Your Book Out. If you've been in the 21-day boot camp, or if you've been in the Brand Arthur Academy, I want you to comment in the chat and just let them know, like if you've been a part, if you've ever been coached by any of us, let them know your experience. So definitely put that in the chat. And what you get in these sessions, we tell you how to structure your book. We help you with your outline. We help you develop a 30-day plan so you can finish writing the book, right, within those 30 days. And then we actually review your book. And that's something that we have not that we've done that once you get into publishing and things like that, but you can do it without getting into publishing, right? You can get your whole book. We'll professionally review your book and give you feedback on your book. And then also, guess what? So remember, I just talked about all these products. One thing you should know about Beyond the Book Media is that we love to educate. We love to teach. Everything that Chanel knows how to do. She takes it and she teaches you how to do it. And we've got proof that these things work. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to teach you. We're going to give you a self-publishing course so you can self-publish your book. Right? And it's all videos. I used it to publish my book. Beyond Book Media they did all of my publishing, but I had to get it all on Amazon by myself just because the packages were different. And I used that course step by step, and I made Amazon bestseller from you following that course step by step to get my book published, right? Also, you're going to get our book to course, which by itself, I think we charge $9.97 for that. So this price is going to really blow you out of the water, because that by itself is $9.97, right? We give you the workbook masterclass, which is $500 by itself. Turning your book into a workbook. It's already It's already by itself. So we teach you that, and then we give you a sales and marketing portal. So we're going to give you everything to write, publish, and market your book. Right. So you join our writing coaching program. You get 4 50-minute sessions. You get a 30-day plan. You get a professional book review, and you get a host of courses. Workbook masterclass, the self-publishing course, and then also you get a book to course, which I'm telling you, that's what I'm using to make my course. Book to course is by itself, it's just amazing. Like, you really want to get book to course, but you also want to get the coaching, because you get one-on-one 50-minute sessions with a coach. So it's deeper than like doing the 21-day boot camp. We kind of do on-the-spot coaching, and then if you get bonus coaching, or you got to pay for another session or something like that. But with this, it already comes in, and many of you have been asking, how can I finish my book? Many of you have been asking, say, I just need writing coaching. Now, we didn't create this because we didn't do the work. We know what you all have been asking. Y'all been emailing like, oh, I don't want to do the boot camp. I want to be coached, though. I need the coach. Or can you leave boot camp and you're trying, like, how can I get Nikisa? How can I get Destiny? How can I get Crystal? Like, we get this all the time. Like, we're not making this up. I get this all the time. I get so many people come to me for writing coaching alone, and I always say, I'm sorry, I only write coach through Beyond the Book Media. I only do it through Beyond the Book Media now. So we have developed this package, right? So we got it right here in the chat for you to go ahead and sign up. And the investment for this is $2,500. It's $2,500, but there are payment plans available, because we understand budgeting. We understand cash flow. Many of you are business owners, so we understand that you may want to put things on a payment plan. So you can definitely join and put it on a payment plan. So definitely click the link, and so that you can go ahead and sign up, so we can get you started, so you can get this book done. Because imagine this time next month, right before the fourth quarter get good and going, your book could be done, and you could be on the way to starting to get those multiple products, publishing your book, right? So definitely you want to go ahead and sign up. So if you have questions, please put it in the chat. Please put it in the chat. And this is valued at over $5,000. Writing coaching by itself, if it's just the writing coaching by itself, it's valued at over $2,000. The courses are over $2,000. Okay, so you want to get into this. Is our one-to-one 30-day write your book in 30-day one-to-one writing coaching program that we've developed for you, because we want you to have the multiple products. We want you to have the multiple streams, but you can't get it if you didn't write the story. And maybe some of you already started, but you didn't finish. And maybe you haven't finished because you need accountability, because we'll give you accountability too. So we're going to make sure you get done. So we're not going to just, you get into a session and then we don't hear from you to the next session. No, we're going to make sure, we're going to hold you accountable. When we look at that 30-day plan, we're going to ask, have you been writing? You were supposed to write Monday from 5 to 7. Did you do it? What happened? Why didn't you do it? And then when you start get caught up in with warfare, right? And the other thing about it is we can pray. Let me tell you something. Listen, prayer is powerful. If you are having struggles if you are struggling with being accountable, if you are struggling to get your book done, if you've been toiling with that book for years, okay, this is what you need. This is what you need. This is what you need. Okay, what is, you have a finished book but need help making sure it's not all over the place, or you need it tweaked? Are you looking for someone to edit your book? If you just want somebody to review your book, or so what we always suggest, if you finished, we always suggest you get 3 people in your target audience to talk. If you would like to get like a writing coach, like if you want somebody writing coach to could look through it, or you just want to do like a session or something like that, I would say just email us. Let me put it down here. Send it to this email. So I understand your question, but I just want to make sure that I'm clear. And I don't know if this is the space to make sure that I'm clear. But if you are finished and you are trying to go through like publishing, we always suggest that you get 3 people to look at your book, right? And then you always have to go back through it. But sometimes you won't find out more of that until you get into things like editing, and we can let you know if you need developmental editing or if copy editing is enough. And sometimes we're just really hard on ourselves. And you might need a ghostwriter or something like that too, because some people, it's like we can write, but we know that we might need a ghostwriter. So if you think you might need something like that, definitely click the Calendly link and get a consult, and then we can discuss it more with you. But I can't really answer the question all the way on this live stream. Does anybody else have any questions? And if you are thinking about joining, you can come on the website. You can ask questions in our video ask. We would love for you to sign up. We have a limited amount of space to take clients. So definitely don't toy with this. Go ahead and save your slot so that you can get it. You are welcome. All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad that this was good. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick little wrap up, you all, and if you got questions, you can go ahead and post it. So remember, we are turning our story into multiple products, and we're gonna start with number one, writing the story. If you need help writing the story, listen, we have ghost writing, or you can join our one-to-one writing program. Some of you are like, listen, I know how to write. I know I need to write this story, and I just can't seem to get it done. I need help. Some of you are supposed to come through Beyond Book Media. So definitely go ahead, open the site, go to the website, save your slot, get on the payment plan if you have to, or pay it full if that's what you need, because we would love to coach you to greatness. We can get you done. Listen, it's one-to-one 30-day program. It's a one-on-one coaching program, so you get all the attention you need for your book. We'll hold you accountable. We give you a host of courses so you can make a course so that you can publish a workbook if that's what you want to do. And we also have a sales and marketing portal, and that's all yours, lifetime access. It's all of yours, lifetime access. And then we also do a book review with you. We develop a 30-day plan with you, and we'll make sure that you are prepared, because you've been coming to map your book out for quite some time now. It's time to actually write the book that you done mapped out a few times, okay? Next, after you write the story, you're going to identify the problem that you saw. I mean, I know I should identify the problem first. Some of you need to write the story first. Because you sit there trying to figure out identifying the problem, you need to write the story first. Because when you write the story, you'll start to see the problems that you're solving. Because when I wrote my first book, I didn't see the problems that I was solving. I was just telling my life story. Some of you are like, I'm just telling my life story. You don't even realize how many problems you solve by telling your life story. The next thing is market research. Do the market research. Who are you targeting? Who is the story for? Who is this book for? Why are you writing a story? What are you trying to accomplish? And how do they want to receive your different products and services? Some of you are need audiobooks. We do that too. Some people. So I remember I wrote my first book, and this girl came to me and she said, I really want to read your book, but I have trouble and I would prefer audiobooks. So let's say Nikita's delayed on her audiobook. But that's what she said to me. And I thought that was interesting. And then I had someone that was of, I'm not sure what country, but Latin American. I think I want to make sure I said appropriately. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm open to being corrected. Of Spanish descent. And she said, this would be so helpful if you got this translated to Spanish. So different things like that have been really helpful. So listen to what they're saying. What are they asking you for? What questions do you keep getting? Identify the problem that you solve, do the market research, and then start determining what products work best for you, right? A course may not be the product for you, but maybe a workbook is the product for you. Or, t-shirt line, motivational things may be the product for you, right? Maybe maybe your book is about talking to God and journaling to God. You need to make pens and journals. Why not give them all the tools for what you talked about in your book? If your book's about financial stuff, maybe you need to come up with a budget planner that you could create for them that goes along with your book. Whatever it's about, you can make products off of it. And some of you need to start talking more, because you may be telling a book that's based off your life story. You need to share your story more, doing podcasts, writing blogs. You need to get your book out to the masses. You need to get your story out to the masses, and you can do it with multiple products, because I'm telling you, after you write that book, they're going to want more from you. And the best customer is a repeat customer. I'm just telling you, a best customer is a repeat customer. A repeat customer. You can't get a repeat customer if you just got that same book. They already bought it. They done bought the audio book. They done bought the hardback and the paper copy. What else they gonna buy if you don't have nothing for them to buy? And that was it for that. Oh, you can make courses, podcasts, workbooks, journals, events. You can do coaching. Those are just some of them. There's so many products you can make. Some of you are going to develop whole brands out of your book, but it won't happen until you write the book. So remember, we have ghostwriting. You can click the calendar link in the chat so that you can get a consult for ghostwriting. And then we also have our Write Your Book in 30-Day program. You can get that. This has been an amazing Marketing Monday. Shout out to the person who said that he knew what was missing from his Mondays. We'll be back next Monday. Same time, same place with a whole nother topic. I believe Chanel will be back. If it won't be Chanel, it'll be me. Somebody's going to be back here to motivate you, to teach you how to market your books, because we want to see you succeed. We want to see you go to the next level. And it starts with you getting the book done. So do not let this moment pass, because when all our spots are gone, they are gone until we open it back up again. And you know how Beyond Book Media is. We'll close the thing and we'll open it back up again. So go ahead while it's open and save your slot in our writing coaching program so that we can coach you to get your book done. I know you need this. I know you want this story completed. I know you're tired of God riding your back about it. So let's go ahead and get it done. And just thank you all for coming today. Let me know if you learned something. If this was good, just let me know in the chat. Put me some emojis. I see it's like 25 of you on here. Put some emojis in the screen. Let me know if you like this topic, something, or write down something you're going to take home with you. Again, I'm Nikisa Jackson. I am the Client Success Manager, and also I am the lead writing coach here at Beyond Book Media. I'm also a published author, and I do a lot of other things, and I'm just happy to bring this topic here with you. You are so welcome to bring this topic. Look at this. We got good. Okay. All right. So I think we did it. All right. Okay. I see. Learned a few things. I love this session. All right. Good. All right. So I hope you come back. Y'all can watch the replay. Just a small number of announcements outside that. Tomorrow we are launching an author. So I want y'all to make sure y'all are watching out. We're gonna have her on YouTube tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll send an email out and text you know. We're gonna let y'all know. So I would love for you to join in and see one of our amazing authors that we're going to be launching tomorrow, and just hear her amazing story. And then we'll also do a room on Friday on Clubhouse, and we are going at 12 o'clock where we'll be hearing her story twice. So definitely that's what our week looks like on social media this week. So definitely join us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Definitely you can watch the replay. As soon as this is over, the replay will be available to you. So it'll be Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Right, it's going to be on our YouTube channel. We'll send out the link. We'll start sharing her flyer and things like that today. And then on Friday at 12 p.m. on Clubhouse in our room, Kingdom Scribe. So remember, you can catch us two places every week. Mondays here at 12, Fridays at 12 in the Kingdom Scribes room, where we talk all things scribing. That's where you can come up to the stage and ask questions. We've talked about so many things already. This week we're launching the author. So about once a month, we'll launch one of our authors, and we'll give them a space to talk about their books, and then give you opportunity to purchase their books and support what they've done, because they are doing something that you either have already done or want to do. And it would be amazing if you can just support them and just see what we're launching through Beyond Book Media, because we still are a publishing company. I know we do a lot of things, but we are a publishing company, and we do launch our authors. So we want to definitely launch her virtually this week, and we'd love for you to be a part and join in. So that's all I had to say. Thank you all for joining live. If you're watching this on replay, make sure you hashtag replay. I'll try to come back in and check the comments to see what you all are talking about and interact with you. And we will see you again next week for Marketing Monday, and I'll catch you on the live stream tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a great day.